All right, the electrons are hooking up. This is Ann Seed. We're coming at you live from the e-commerce business school. And this is the voice of e-commerce. And so what I need to do is make sure that I can meet you guys so I can see if you are posting any questions, because this is meant to be highly interactive. So as you can see, we've got some special guests here today that will make it all the more interactive because you're going to hear from them. So want to let you know that the Voice of E-commerce is the broadcasting arm of the e-commerce business school. And our goal is to display to the public that we are real people who have a go-giving community that supports and empowers each other. So we are absolutely thrilled to have you here, and we're going to help take your business to the next level with this edition of the Voice of E-commerce. Okay, so good deal. And I do have to keep an eye out because I believe there is another member who will be joining us, and I just want to watch and make sure I don't miss her, but I don't see her yet. So we're just going to kind of keep an eye out. She'll have to raise her hand or let us know. But all right, we're going to get right to it because time is precious. You're here, you showed up, and we really appreciate that. How about you do this? Give us a hi in the comments section below. Just write hi if you would. We'll hear you. There is Kathleen. Hi there, Kathleen. So go ahead and write in the comments section that you're here. And then by all means, as we're having this really fun conversation, is posting any questions you may have for, we've got Dawn, help me with your last name.
Kimura,
and Christy Dugan. So they are our special guests, and they are indeed members of the e-commerce business school. So what we want to dive into is, we know, ladies, that you both started with training, correct? You started with a training course.
Yep.
And there's probably history about that and how you came in, which, why don't we talk about that real quickly? Dawn, how was it that you came in to the e-commerce business school? What's the backstory, the history?
Well, I started with 80/20 marketing a while ago, and it pretty much stalked me ever since. But I just got to a point in my life where I didn't particularly like my job, didn't like what I was doing, the people that I worked with, and the environment that I was in. Got married, had a baby, and I just wanted to stay home with him. So I decided to dive in with Shop Your Way to Wealth. Nothing better than an excuse to go shopping, I figured. And it just went from there.
Awesome, good deal. Hey there, Candida. Lower left, you'll be able to get unmuted. Lower left, right. Yeah, this is webinar instead of just a meeting. All right, Christy, why don't you share a quick little backstory? What brought you into the e-commerce business school?
Well, again, I was not looking, but always looking, if you know what I mean. I was working a job that I did not like. And just, happened upon an email, and I looked at it and I said, oh, okay, now here's someone I can relate with. She is, a mom. She's had a family business. She's got this school. You were kind of, you weren't one of these people, there's a lot of people out there and they're all hype and just crazy, pitchy, all their stuff. And I'm like, this is a real person, just down to earth. And I could relate to you. And so I came in and, well, really, I've just kind of gone the whole gamut of the school.
All three of you gals have gone the whole gamut, by the way.
And it's just been fun, with each new thing. I just learned so much. So very grateful.
Awesome. All right, Candida, backstory. What brought you here into the e-commerce business school?
Well, my dad actually is the one who saw your Facebook Live or your Facebook ad, and he sent it to me and he was like, hey, I think you should check this out. And I did, and I was like, oh, I'm an extreme couponer. And so it was like, okay. So I'm already out shopping and looking for deals anyways. So I just transformed that knowledge and I put it together with Shop Your Way to Wealth. And here I am.
Awesome. All right. So all of you started with Shop Your Way to Wealth, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So what we wanted to dive into is, like I was saying, we have courses. All right. Training courses, people go into a back office. We have a phenomenal group mastermind. Can you gals agree emphatically? And by the way, a big thanks to you gals for your support in the group pages. You know, that's what makes it awesome, is it's this great go-giving community. We also do live events here at the e-commerce business school. We've done as many 18 events in a single year. And it's one thing for me to talk about our live events, but it's a whole other thing when we hear from actual attendees. And maybe by show of hands, so many of you three gals have attended more than one event or workshop with us. Show of hands. Okay, now that's kind of curious. So you've attended more than one, and that ought to capture people's attention, because you wouldn't bother coming to a second one, would you, if in fact you didn't see that there was value in coming?
Absolutely.
Okay, so multiple. Christy, I think it's been quite a few. 6, 7.
Just a few.
Just a few. All right. So we're going to go to back in time, like the Trifecta we just had, and we want to touch base on that. But Christy, I don't think you were at the Trifecta, but you definitely have come to Shop Your Way to Wealth, book flipping.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, for people who, I have to meet where people are at. And oftentimes when people are scoping out a training program, etc., like you were, Christy, is they have doubts, and understandably so. I totally get that, and I can't ever dismiss that out of turn. But they're looking at, you know, the bigger scope of what's available. From what I have heard, is people like to feel supported. Okay, where is the real full support here, and so that I don't feel left alone? So let me ask you gals, your thought when you came to your first workshop. Christy, that'd be longer for you, but what did you hope to get out of it? And did it actually meet your expectations? So I'll start with you, Dawn, and we'll kind of go around the clock here.
Well, I definitely expected to get a deeper understanding of Shop Your Way to Wealth, book flipping, and that shortcuts maybe to save some time. But what I got out of it was absolute sense of community. I mean, and being able to put a face, well, a physical face to a name on Facebook is amazing as well. But just the sense of community that you could approach anybody and they were so willing to help. They didn't view themselves as your competition, which is definitely unique. When you go to any other event, everybody's sort of your competition, and this isn't like that at all. It's so welcoming, so giving, and you just feel completely safe there. You can be you, and you can meet new people and really develop lifelong friendships, I believe.
Yeah, awesome. Sense of community. How about you, Christine?
Ditto, I guess I could say, Dawn. My whole goal coming into my first, let's go back. I think it was the summit of 2016. And
I think so.
I think that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of had a slow beginning. And I just said to my husband, I said, I need to go there. I need to just completely dive in, immerse myself in the community and the training, meet people, gather support. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I just went, and we actually started with, it was a wholesale, which is completely, it wasn't Shop Your Way to Wealth. It was wholesale training. And I believe my mind was a little blown, and I thought it was kind of rotating around. But then we did the Shop Your Way to Wealth and the book flipping at the same training. And I'm like, okay, well, I can start there. That seems like a really good place to start for me. So for me, though, the main objective was the community, was just getting that support, kind of someone to, and the EMP that I joined that weekend was just so helpful. And just, I needed a little push, if you will, to really kind of get me focused, and I was motivated, but I wasn't focused, and I had so many things going on, I couldn't really focus my mind. So just having that community, the accountability, all of that was so helpful to me. Yeah.
Awesome. Community and accountability.
Yep.
Candida, how about you?
I'd already watched the videos a few times, but I went because I thought, okay, I want to hear it and see it. And I feel like every time you go over the training, whether it's the videos or if it's in person, you get one more little nugget. And it's like an aha moment, or, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to get all of that. And it's really great when you're there, because if you have that question pop into mind, you can ask right then.
Yeah.
Not only can you ask the trainers, but you have a whole room full of people that are on the same page, the same where you're at right then. And so that is huge. The friendships are amazing. You walk away meeting new friends that you talk to every day, and it's someone who understands. They understand the highs and the lows. Like, oh, hey, look what I did today. Look at my sales today. Or, oh my gosh, I didn't have a sale today. Or I had a return. Whatever it is, it's someone who completely gets it. And so you're able to connect with people that get it. And I think that's huge.
Awesome. I have seen it firsthand, Candida, at a workshop where a tip was given and you did instant implementation and you got instant results.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That speaks to the power of being face to face, where it is literally literally people looking over your shoulder and giving you instructions in a face to face environment. Awesome. All right. This question seems to be overlapping a bit, but if you can think back, and it can be from any one of the workshops, it looks like all three of you have attended multiple. The best part about, Trifecta, if you went to Trifecta, which I think both Dawn and Candida did, but something that really popped out as a really special moment, best thing that you liked about a particular workshop. Again, I'll start with you, Dawn.
Going kind of back to what Candida said about forgetting things, it's really so much information that it's next to impossible to remember all of it. And, we've got our shipping plan going and everything's great. And Danita's walking us through Shop Your Way to Wealth shortcuts. And she said something about quantities or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, that would have saved me so much time last week or 2 weeks ago. So to go back to what Candida said, just to kind of go over it, it kind of reminded me to continue to go back over the trainings, number one, because you can't remember everything, probably even the first 10 times you watch it. But just, you guys change it too, and you make it better. So you do kind of have to go back to your foundation, because you can't really build a strong business without your strong foundation. And that kind of reminded me of that I need to keep my foundation strong so that, can build my asset.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. We have a lot of people who are what we call alumni coming back for a refresher for a workshop they had previously attended. And I asked them, like, I'm curious, how come you're back? Because I always pick up something new to apply in my business. Okay, before we go to Christy, I want to just mention, so I want to acknowledge, hi there, Sharon, hi Betty, hi Jane, hi Kathy. And folks, make sure if you have any questions for the gals, you post in the comment and I will ask it on your behalf, those who are watching. So Christy, do you remember kind of a best moment of any of the workshops you've been to?
Well, there's so many. However, I will say, there's just so many. But I will say the very first one that I came to. So I'll keep it in the scope of Shop Your Way to Wealth. The very first one in 2016, when I started, the week that I came there, I was just getting ready to send in my first shipment, and they changed the rules, saying that if you had not sent in a shipment prior to this date, which was going to happen while we were there, that you would have to sell merchant fulfill. You could not shop FBA or send in FBA. And I remember sitting there going, well, now what? And, I'm never one of those people, with the strength finders and stuff like that. My number 2 top ability is adaptability. And I'm never one of those people who says, oh, that's it, I'm done. No, it's just not in me to say that. So I remember talking to Danita and just saying, okay, well, I have all this stuff. So what are my options? And so it was just so amazing that she took the time and I'm sure it was a group effort, but she took the time to change the whole training and put in
Wow.
that bit
Oh,
of, because I wasn't the only one,
yeah.
and put in a bit where, okay, so here you are and you have this problem. Now, here's what you can do in the meantime until we get to Q1 and you can start sending in FBA. And so for me, just the adaptability of the training
Right.
to meet a specific problem
Yeah.
was, I thought, okay, that it just spoke huge volumes to me. So that was just a really standout moment right at the beginning that just really set me on the right path with the group. So
That's awesome. I'm a big believer in that. As the dean of the school, that we adapt to the needs of our students. We don't stay hard fixed in something, we adapt to the needs. And that's a perfect example. Awesome. How about Candida, favorite moment? Best part?
I don't know. I love it all. It's really hard to say a best moment. The knowledge is there and there's so much of it. But I think I don't know. I think that what makes it special is the people. And, sometimes we go out to dinner and whether it's as a group, everybody, or it's just the people that you've met during the day, there's a lot of networking that goes on. And I think that's amazing. And it helps solidify what you've learned that day or went over that day. But I'm going to say it. There's a lot of networking and team building that goes on in that hot tub.
Okay. All right. Just saying. Just saying.
I missed that.
Well, I will tell you that Sarah Sotis and Kay Curtis, I believe it was in Hot Tub Masterminding when they formed their business partnership. So there is something about that hot tub. Just saying. Okay.
Magic hot tub.
And there's a photo. Here we are again, No, and I tell people, come truly for, if anything, come for the networking alone, because you cannot make it in business without business friendships. You have to have business friendships. We're going to wrap it up with one more quick question. And I do see a question actually from one of the members watching. What would each of you say is the area that has been most profitable to you? Okay, we'll get that answered since I put that out there. And she's asking, shop your way to wealth, online, books, wholesale. So we'll start with Dawn. What's most profitable?
I'm going to answer this question, shop your way to wealth, because it's what I focused on first. So I have been 6 months, and I will be honest, I do have a tendency to be distracted by the shiny thing. So I'm really working on trying to focus on building that. And then once that's up and going, moving on to the next thing, because nothing will be successful if I'm in 10 different directions. So for me, shop your way to wealth. It's given me an excuse to shop. And I don't know, but it's so fun. I mean, seriously, when you got your app there and you see the price that somebody's willing to pay for something on Amazon, and it's in your hand and 100 on Amazon, it's really hard to keep that inside. But for me, at least, shop your way to wealth.
Okay, awesome. How about you, Christy?
Okay, so I'm going to kind of, so my business right now, the profitability is shop your way to wealth, and online. I do a lot of consumables, which is basically sustaining my business as I develop my website and my bigger asset. But I will say, in terms of profitability, I had a lot of textbooks that, I've got kids in college. And so the textbooks that I have are extremely relevant. They are all science and English and stuff like that. And I will tell you, they flew off the shelves, and I made a great deal of money on stuff that, I had purchased. Yes, I had outlaid money and I paid big money for them for my kids, never expecting to get any money out of them. And then when I got some money out of them, I was like, yeah.
That's money back for that college education. Come on, all moms out there.
There you go. So,
Candida, how about you?
I would say, for me personally, it's shop your way to wealth. I do a little bit of books when I have time, and I have not dove into wholesale because I have way too much going on for that right now. So for me, it's shop your way to wealth.
All righty, awesome. Let's see, are there any other questions? No, someone is saying no sound. I think, Wayne, you're the only other person, and Sometimes you have to go onto a PC if your phone, that happens to me here and there. So I don't know what more advice I can give you. So we're going to give it a wrap. What's the biggest takeaway, and what do you recommend for any listener who is considering attending a live workshop of the e-commerce business school? And again, we'll start with you, Dawn. You're speaking to the people who are watching. What's your advice to them?
Go. You have to go. Don't doubt it. Don't second guess it. You have to go. Figure out a way to make it a room with people, share expenses, whatever it takes, you have to go. The sense of community and the sense of everybody there lifting you up to be your best you, your successful you it's huge. You have to go. If you feel like it's so much information, you can't do it by yourself and you're overwhelmed, everybody in the room is just like you. A lot of them have been there. A lot of them just got there, the week before, let's say, and they decided to jump in and do it. But you will find somebody there in your almost exact situation, time-wise, life-wise, something, and you will find people that you can lean on, people that you can get advice from, people that will lift you up on those rough days Candida was talking about, and people that will celebrate with you on your best day ever. And it's fun when those best day evers keep getting better and better. And it's just wonderful to have that sense of community. And it's great in the Facebook page, but until you get there, you really just don't understand the kind of people that you attract. Really, we're all like-minded, but we're all kind of, I don't know, I don't want to go so far as to say spiritually minded, connected, but something like that. We all have a sense of, it feels like a sense of goodness, and it's a safe place to learn and experiment and just be successful. It's amazing. You have to go.
Awesome. Greetings to Luisito, calling in from Peru. So hi there from Peru. Okay. On over to Christine.
Okay. Biggest takeaway. I think I was trying to count them up how many things that I've been to, and I think it's 6 or 7 now. And there has never been a time, not one, that I have not met new people. I always make it a point to just kind of get around and see new people. And that I have not learned just so much that I left there going, oh, so glad that we're videotaping this because I've got to go back. There's just, but the other thing to know is that when I started my first one in 2016, I left there going just completely mentally drained, inspired, excited, but drained. Now when I leave, I'm not only inspired, I'm not only excited, I'm not drained. I'm kind of, the training is exactly where I am. Whereas before I was, just starting, didn't know anything. And so it was all new information. Now this is real life. This is what I'm working on. And so, I'm not so much the deer in headlights going, I'm sorry, what? It's, I'm having this problem and, oh, okay, now we're talking about that exact thing. So it's just so relevant for me right now, even having been in it for several years now and having moved through the ranks. Every time it's new, wonderful people that I meet, the training is top notch, and I would not be where I am today without it. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Candida.
I just want to say, you would just have to go. You just have to go. The friendships you make are amazing. Meeting the coaches in person and just building those relationships and realizing that they are real people. Your peers are real people. It's just amazing. And when you're there, the energy, you can feel it.
Yeah.
And where it was like little nuggets were coming out at me, and I'm doing it right then. And then when I'm at the airport and I'm delayed, okay, I'm not worried that I'm delayed. I'm getting work done. And I'm submitting those reports and I'm getting everything done and I'm getting it hammered out. Why? Because I have time. And so it's just this energy. When you go home, you just continue with that momentum. So even if you're in a slump or you're like, oh, go. It will re-energize you. It will get you back in the game. It's just that important.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, everyone, for attending today. I just want to finish with this closing thought. What I saw at Trifecta, you guys know I get teary-eyed fast. I'm so bad that way. It was so striking. You mentioned spiritual, Dawn. I was so struck by the sense of unity in the group. I was like, people were masterminding in the hallway, had pulled chairs together, and they were just like so into it. They didn't go off on their own. No. They wanted to keep in with that group. And that just means so much to me, to see that you're forging these friendships. I want to be that platform. There are people who meet every year annually because of the friendships. This is what's happened over time. Because of being in this community, that it's become a mainstay of their life. And having a business, it's a mainstay of your life, right? It's mainstay. And so to have those friendships. All right, well, we have an informational webinar this coming Sunday, and I don't recall if I posted the link or not. No, I didn't. So I'm going to post it in the comments. So in the comment section, so you can register, where we're going to share with you Q4 tips and strategies. It's here.
Nice.
It's at our doorsteps. That's right. There's going to be Q4 training, and we'll share about Trifecta because the tickets go live on Sunday night. So, yay, that's right. Okay. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate you. Keep at it with your awesome businesses.
All right. Thanks, Ann.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye. Do a share. Do a share, everyone who's watching.